That is really close. And it is really clear. I need to shave. So throughout the week when I make my breakfast and I add the vegetables to my eggs, typically it's just my broccoli slaw that I get in a bag at Walmart. But sometimes if we have some extra vegetables, green peppers or onions, I like to add that too, just to add some flavors and to get some more veggies in. But then by the end of the week, I have a bunch of Ziploc baggies full of half of a bell pepper or a quarter of an onion left, a little bit of broccoli slaw left, various vegetables from lunches and dinners where I just didn't eat all of it. And it's like, what do you do with it all? What I like to do is I like to cook what's called a frittata. And that's where you just take some eggs and you take some protein, meat if you have it, and all the vegetables you want to put in there. Now you don't want to overdo it, but you can put any kind of vegetables in there and it turns out wonderful. Let's make one. This is when I get to bust out my cast iron skillet. It's a little heavy, but I use it because this is going to go in the oven after I cook on it on the stovetop. So, and it's just a really amazing piece of cookware. So there are things in my life that I really like. A lot of things. But one of the things I really like is getting a massage. There's something about getting a massage that just really relaxes you, and just the music and I can just meditate, and I just love getting a massage. So as you can tell, I'm obviously getting ready to go get my massage. I highly recommend getting a massage. I want to say the word massage one more time, just so I say it a lot. Massage. Man, I love massages. Well, if this just isn't the meanest thing to do, I'm on a health challenge. You know, I should be eating healthy all the time, right? But I'm on a health challenge, so I'm making myself more aware of the choices I make with food. And I'm working over at the store, and now I'm going over to the warehouse, and I was asked to transport a box from the store to our warehouse. Guess what's in the box? Christmas candy, chocolates, and cookies. Someone had shipped this to us as a gift. And they're asking the guy that's on a health challenge to move that box over to the warehouse. Not funny. Not funny at all. It's the weekend, and we're getting some snow flurries in. So, which means probably won't do a whole lot. We're going to be cooped up in the house. Hopefully we won't get a lot of snow here in Emporia, but we're expecting some snow. We'll have to see how that goes. I'm going to go run and get some wood pellets for our pellet stove so we can stay warm, and maybe make some chili. I'm going to make some chili for today. It's a nice cold day, and chili always warms the soul. Monday morning, starting the week off right, headed to the gym. The weekend was interesting because it was very cold. The cold front came in, and at one point I think I woke up, I think it was Saturday morning, maybe it was Sunday morning, one of the mornings, and my phone said it was -7 degrees. So I got pretty cold, and then I think the high I saw on my car was 7 degrees. So it makes it to where you don't want to go outside. You just want to stay inside, turn on the fireplace. Now we have a pellet stove, that's why I say turned on the fireplace. But it just makes you want to stay inside and watch TV and do nothing because it's so cold outside. As soon as you walk outside, it hurts. And then you want a snack. You're watching movies, you're just sitting around, and that's the old habit of just snacking. Well, thankfully I didn't snack. Now Saturday I had a little fun. There was some Christmas candy, I will admit. Remember, this is me and you on the journey. So I had some candy on Saturday. I tried some sweet potato pie. Blech. It was gross. I took one bite. Didn't like it. As far as my food, I had my chili. I was going to make some chili and decided to, I made chili, and then sometimes I like having rice with chili. Now, rice isn't necessarily a bad thing. Well, we could get into some of the things of why rice not good, but some people eat rice. And so, anyway, I had rice with my chili, and the reason I'm bringing that up is usually I don't have pasta or noodles or anything like that, or I don't have rice, but it was so good with the chili. But other than that, I did good. I ate my veggies, ate my fruit. Didn't snack after 9. That's one of the rules in our health challenge. Or it's not a rule, but you get points if you don't snack after 9, or if you don't eat after 9, because you're not supposed to eat within like 3 hours of going to sleep. There's a whole thing about that. Anyway, starting the day off right, and tonight I think I want to talk about processed foods versus eating real food. But first, let's go work out. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Broccoli, cauliflower for breakfast? Well, food is food. You can eat it anytime you want. You don't have to have eggs and bacon and whatever for breakfast. You just have food. And this is my opportunity to get a serving of vegetables in. So, yeah. Broccoli and cauliflower for breakfast. So a lot of times you'll hear me talk about eating real foods or eating whole foods. I don't mean shopping at Whole Foods grocery store. This is a health challenge. I'm glad they call it a health challenge and not a weight loss challenge, because to me, in my mind, there's somewhat of a difference. Not only do I want to lose weight, but I also want to eat healthier foods, because to me that's going to add to a longer, healthier life. So what's the big deal? Eat less calories to lose weight, you're good to go. Well, not necessarily. First of all, let me tell you, I am not a dietitian. I didn't go to school for any of this. There are plenty of people out there that know a heck of a lot more about this than I do. I've read some books from people that know a lot more than I do, and it's just that I've experienced, and it's stuff that makes sense to me. Is this a matter of opinion? Yes. It's a matter of a lot of people's opinions, but again, it's just me speaking from experience. So what do I mean by processed food versus real food? Processed foods are foods that you typically find in cans, bags, or boxes. You can't avoid all processed food. Technically, when you cut an apple, it's processed, right? You've cut it. Or if you buy bags of lettuce or bags of broccoli, they're processed. They went through a process to be in little pieces or in little chunks. So I like to look for things that are minimally processed. In other words, I'm not going to buy a microwave meal because it's going to be overly processed. I'm not going to buy vegetables that are in cans, or at least if they are in cans, I'm going to look at the ingredient lists to make sure that there's a minimal amount of processing as far as preservatives and sugars and things added. These are the choices I'm going to make. Why are the overly processed foods bad? Because they add sugar, they add salt, they add preservatives, things that are not good for your body. What are better choices? Whole foods, like an apple. This apple doesn't have an ingredient list because it is the ingredient. An apple is an apple. A banana is a banana. A piece of chicken is a piece of chicken. Another way to tell if something is overly processed is look at the ingredient list. Look at that long ingredient list. That ingredient list is huge, with all kinds of preservatives and additives, things that are not healthy for your body. But it's low calorie, right? 220 calories. Doesn't matter that it's low calories. There's all kinds of bad things for your body in there. So I choose to try to eat as many minimally processed foods as possible. Some examples of what you might think is okay to eat, but that are processed foods are, let's say, fruits. Fruit, a whole fruit, an apple, a banana, a pear, those are whole fruits. When you get into fruit juices, or say fruit candies, or canned fruit that's in heavy syrup, that is a processed food that they put additives in there that's not good for you. Typically the best way to stick with whole foods is to shop the outside of your grocery store. That's where you're going to find your meats and your vegetables is on the outside. Just about everything in the middle is going to be canned, bagged, or boxed food, and it's going to be processed. My goal is to eat more minimally processed foods, more whole foods. It takes more cooking, it takes more preparing, but I think in the long run it'll be worth it.